Welcome into the local and community issues and answers. So glad to have in the studio today Mr. Brian Jenkins from the Corbin Fire Department. And we're so thankful to have you, Mr. Brian. And we're going to ask you some questions today. How long have you been with the fire department?
I've been with Corbin about 12 years now. So
I'm sure you've seen a lot of experiences and had to face a lot of things.
Yeah. When you're at the fire department, you don't never know where you're going to go or what you're going to be doing.
Well, you know, this time of season, around this time of year, a lot of people, it seems like there's a lot more fires breaking out because people is misusing heating elements.
Yeah, the heaters, the portable heaters and stuff, you gotta really be cautious with them. They're a fire hazard. I mean, a lot of people gets in trouble by putting them too close to the curtains or too close to the walls or whatever. You get the recommendations of the manufacturer, and they'll tell you kind of how you put them out in the center of the floor and the way you use the fuel and stuff. So that's the best thing to do with the heaters, is just use caution with them and go on the recommendations of the manufacturers. They should lead you in the right way.
Now that's very good advice for people. You know, people need to be taught better ways to protect themselves from fires, you know, like Christmas lights and things of that nature. Anything like that could start a fire.
Yeah, you have to, like I said, we always, when we're talking to people and stuff, we tell them to just use caution, go on the recommendations of the manufacturer. That if you go what the manufacturer recommends, you'll be fine, because they've tested and done everything that they can do to make sure that them things are fire safe. So just use some common sense with them. Like a live Christmas tree, just keep it watered. Use caution. Don't leave it on while you sleep or anything like that, because in the fire service you see a lot of Christmas tree fires, and a lot of it is just due to neglect, people not paying attention to what they're doing. So
exactly. So that's why we want to encourage the people, you know, use caution and, you know, go by the recommendations and do things, you know, that's right, and you could save yourself a whole lot of trouble, you know, even save your life.
Yeah. Speaking of saving lives, I mean, we talk about fire safety. One of the most important things you can do in your house is have smoke alarms. I think everybody knows smoke alarms are preached by the fire service and stuff. Well, they're preached fire service because they save lives.
Right.
I mean, we do classes for the little kids all the way up to the adults. And probably one of the most important things is tell mommy and daddy or mom and dad, if you haven't got smoke alarms in your house, you need to go get them.
And also check the batteries in those.
Right, yep. That's another good point. We recommend doing it in the springtime. When we spring forward with the time, we recommend to check your batteries, and then in the fall, when we fall backwards, is a good time to check your batteries. I mean, periodically, if you think about, if you're sitting in the kitchen or whatever, and you think, I need to check my battery, anytime during the year is good, but right. That's what we say. Spring and fall is a good time to check them.
You know, there's been so many houses in this area that have caught on fire and that have really burnt, you know, to nothing was left. People's lost everything they've owned. They managed to get out alive, but there are ways to protect yourself from that. I mean, be prepared.
Right, yeah, be prepared. That's a good point. I mean, if you I don't know, if you do silly stuff,
right,
you're going to have silly results. If you play with matches, those saying, you're going to get burned. So I mean, just use caution around children. If they're playing with matches and stuff, just talk to them and tell them, say, if you find them matches or lighters or whatever, just bring them to mommy and daddy or mama and papa, whatever it is. Just put them up, and that way you won't have no accidents.
Now there's things about, you know, there's a little bit of difference. Like if a house fire breaks out and then a mobile home, is the mobile home like apt to burn quicker? I've heard that.
Yeah, I mean, we've always been taught a mobile home. Now this was a few years back and stuff. You got between like 8 and 10 minutes, a mobile home will be going pretty good. A house, I don't know if they're built any better this time of year.
Right.
I mean, this, like in 2012, I'm sure the manufacturers build them about the same.
Right.
Well, a lot of people here was back in the 80s, 70s, 80s, mobile home went up quicker than a house. But yeah, you ain't got much time in the older models. You need to, if you think you even smell smoke or whatever, get out,
Right.
and then let the fire department come in.
You know, what a lot of people don't realize is how the fire department is set up. Maybe you can explain a little bit of that to us, because, you know, there's volunteers that want to get involved with the fire department, and, you know, these men and women put their life on the line just to help the community.
Yeah, I think actually in the United States about 70% of the firefighters is actually volunteer, and then 30% or whatever is professional. I was both. I started out as a volunteer fireman back in '93, and then I got lucky enough to get on at CORBIN like 2000 or something, so I've been going for a while. But over here where your guys' studio is, you got Kiwi Fire Department. They're an outstanding fire department. You could go over. I think they meet like on Monday nights. If you're interested in the fire service, go over and talk to, I believe his name is Chief Ronnie Bells.
Okay.
He'll be able to give you the information that you can get into the volunteer service. And then there's volunteer departments all over Whitley County, Noss County, Laurel County, but
Right.
in this area it'd be Kiwi Fire Department.